Hi guys. Y'all have asked me to share some of my personal experiences, so I'm going to share one with you tonight. Um, this experience scared the hell out of me. It was one of the most, I guess, feelings of wanting to run from something. But, anyways, I'll tell you the story. I had just got with my wife, and we had purchased a trailer house. My mom and dad actually had purchased it for us, and we want to pay the trailer off, and we had moved into a trailer park in Verdigris, Oklahoma. This trailer was a really nice trailer. It was an older model's trailer, but it was nice, and it came furnished, and we were just starting out, and it was really nice. We enjoyed it. Um, Everything seemed to be going really well, except the back bedroom. The back bedroom always gave us kind of a weird feeling. We never really used that room. We didn't like the way it felt in that room. There was no reason for us to fear that room. It was just a room that we didn't like to go into. I don't know, maybe some of y'all have some rooms like that in your houses, and I don't know, it's just a feeling. And as days went on, I was working nights. I was doing security out at the port. It's called the Port of Catoosa. It's an open seaport. My wife at the time, she was working for UPS during the day. Um, it got to the point to where we had teddy bears in the bedroom, and the teddy bears would be moved from the bedroom during the middle of the night, and they would be placed into our front room in different positions, sitting, laying, standing, sometimes just laying on the floor. Just a lot of different, I don't know, different places that they would end up. So it was freaky to us, scary to us. We still didn't use the bedroom, and we ended up finding out from the guy that ran the trailer park that the man and lady that had owned the mobile home had died in the mobile home, and that was the room that they had passed away in. Now, mind you, the bed was still in there. I don't know if that was the bed, but we just assumed. Um, Time went on, and it got to the point to where it got more and more like more of the teddy bears would be moved. There was sounds at night we would hear, but you would always think you're in a trailer park, so you would think maybe it was somebody, or you're always trying to make yourself feel at ease because it was very uncomfortable. She was uncomfortable also, but things would get worse. Um, I was at work one day, and I tried to call her, text her. I believe it was a text, and she never did text me back. This went on for a while, and it was very out of the blue that I would have even have done this. I would have just thought she was busy, but I just had this nagging feeling at me to go home and check on her. And it kept bothering me and bothering me and bothering me and bothering me. And she was probably 15, 20 minutes from where I worked. And finally, I just told my boss, I said, I need to go check on her. Well, I went to the house, and when I walked up to the door, I immediately smelt natural gas. I threw the door open, went inside. She was laying on the couch. I couldn't even hardly get her to wake up. Turned off the stove, got her awake, took her outside. If I wouldn't have went home, she wouldn't be here. Somehow our stove had got turned on while she was asleep. And that's when it really started freaking us out. Well, as time went on, I have a picture that hangs in the front room, and it's a full picture of Jesus. And in this full picture of Jesus that my dad bought me, he built a beautiful frame around it that's hung up actually here now. In the picture, if you take a magnifying glass and you hold it up to the picture, it's the whole New Testament of the Bible. I was telling a friend about it, at work, and he said, "Hey, take a picture of that. I'd love to see it." It's like, okay. So one day I'm on my way into work, and I take a shot of the picture. I'm not thinking about it. I just take a picture of it, go out the door. I get to work, and one of the officers is there, and he says, "Okay, hey, let me see that. That's really cool." So I just hand him my cell phone as I'm signing in, doing my paperwork and shift change and everything. And he takes my phone and he slides it across the counter at me and he says, "Don't ever show me that picture again." And he was kind of upset. And I was like, "I thought you wanted to see the picture." And he's like, "No, not that." And I was like, "What's wrong with the picture?" So I pick up my phone and I look at the picture, and in the picture, it's the picture I took, but in the picture, there is a face looking at Jesus. It's an older man that looks upset with a beard, a white beard. He just looks very upset looking at me. Really freaked me out. So I deleted the picture because I didn't want that in my house. I went home. Well, I'd showed her before I deleted it. I don't have it now, but I showed her and she saw the picture. And we deleted it because we believed it to be something evil, and at the time, you know, we didn't want something like that in our house or on our phone. We didn't have anywhere else to live, so we're having to live there, and it's scary. And it got to the point to where she would work all day. Then she would come to my work, sit in the lobby, and wait for me to get off work in the mornings because she wouldn't stay at home by herself because she was taking a shower one night and she heard a scream in the house that scared her to death. I mean, she came up to my job site with her hair wet. I mean, terrified. We decided at that time that we was going to move, was going to try to find somewhere else to live. So we start looking for somewhere. You know, we're making okay money, not a lot of money. We're just starting out. My little daughter, which is now not little no more, which is Kaylee. I would pick her up every other weekend. We would bring her to the house. She decided she wanted a dog. So we found a free dog and we go pick up this dog. And, you know, we have a fenced in yard where we're at, really nice little yard. And the dog is fine at first. We have some neighbors that live beside us. They're a Hispanic family, very nice people. And the dog would run, and their little boys would come over to the fence, play with the dog and everything. Well, the dog over time started acting really, really weird. The dog got to where it was watching us, kind of, it's hard to explain to somebody, kind of watching us humanishly, like it would spy on you, or you would come out of somewhere and the way it would be looking at you or watching you, or just weird, I don't know, really weird. Well, over time, we were talking and the dog was always fine, and we had mentioned the name Jesus. This dog had never been mean, vicious, anything but playful and lovable. We had it since a puppy, so it wasn't trained to do this. Whenever you would say Jesus, this dog would attack you, try to bite you. It would become angry, mad, run over, grab a pillow, start shaking it. It became very visibly upset. So we put the dog outside and was like, that's freaky, you know. Well, it would get worse. A dog got to where it would lay at our bedroom door every night, which isn't uncommon, I know, for a dog to do that. But the way this dog would lay there, and you could hear him breathing and like trying to look through the crack of the door at you. It was just weird. He would scratch on the door, but it wasn't like a dog digging, it was a scratch. Just really acting weird, like it was trying to scare us. So we got where we'd put it outside. Well, one particular night we were asleep, and our bedroom was in the back of the mobile home. You would open our door to the bedroom. To your immediate right was the bathroom. You'd walk down the hallway, which is where the washer and dryer were at. The hallway opened into the kitchen, and then the kitchen looked into the front room, okay? So I got up one night, and I'm going down the hallway. I go into the kitchen, and I'm being really quiet. The dog's not there, and I think, man, that's kind of weird, you know, because usually that dog's right there staring at you, freaking you out. And whenever I get to the kitchen, I'm being really quiet, and I guess it doesn't hear me. The dog is in the front room, and this is why I mentioned in one of the videos. I'll talk about that in a second. The dog is in the front room, walking on its hind legs like a human, walking around in the front room. It scared the shit out of me. I turned around, went and got my wife, and she witnessed it also. But when it seen us, it dropped down to 4 legs, started acting like a dog. I told my mom and dad about it, and they come to visit, And I don't think they really believed me at the time that it was doing that until they were in the house and I said, watch, and I said, Jesus, and it about took my fingers off. It hated that. So the Hispanics that lived next door over time and went on, all this stuff is going on, weird things in the house being moved. They wanted the dog, and we decided they could have the dog. We told them the dog was weird and everything, but they didn't care, so they took the dog. Probably a week later, we had been working. They caught us outside, and they're like, "Man, the dad of the the Hispanic," he said, "That dog is really weird. It don't act right, and it was freaking them out." And we were like, "Yeah, the dog's different, And he's like, "No, there's more to that dog. There's more to that dog." And they were Catholics, and he said, "That dog, he's something wrong, He couldn't figure it out." Well, he said, "We let the dog out, and he will climb over our fence, and he climbs over your fence, and he goes to your back door at night, and he just sits there and he stares at your door like he's watching you," which that freaked us out. And I was like, man, that is not natural. So the Hispanic said he got up in the middle of the night and the dog's walking on his hind legs in his house. So he talks to a preacher, and after he talks to the preacher, they tell him the dog's possessed. He later came over and told us that they took care of the dog. The thing is, that's why I mentioned in one of my videos, what if these werewolves and things, they are possessed by maybe evil spirits? They may not even be. It's just crossed my mind. Or maybe it happens sometimes. Or leave in the comments what you think. I'm not saying that werewolves are possessed by anything or anything like that, but I'm thinking that some of these animals can be possessed and do things like that, because I witnessed this. This is something I seen. This isn't a story. This isn't made up. This is something I witnessed myself. I seen this with my own eyes. I know it happens. It happened to our neighbors with the same dog. They destroyed the dog. That's how I took it. He said they took care of the dog. But if these things are like that, then they're spiritually evil. They're in a human manifestation of a body that they have possessed. They didn't manifest into a body, wrong type of word, but they're in a body. But this body can die. When this body can no longer house that spirit, where does that spirit go and what happens, right? Because we know it can die, because they do die. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. You've asked me to share some stories, and I hope you enjoy it. It's a scary, scary story that truly scared the shit out of me, and it's something I'll never forget. I hope y'all can give me some answers in the comments of what you think happened, or if it's happened to you. I appreciate y'all watching. Keep your head on a swivel, and we're doing an investigation coming up on the buck moon that's coming up, the brightest moon of the year. We might do a walk in, walk out. It should be pretty interesting on that night if I can get my tongue to work. And we'll see you next time. Keep your head on a swivel.